Recording it now. So congratulations, you made it, and all of you are the leaders on the team. So there you go. That's why you're here. I want to film this video really fastly. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but if you plan on growing your team, building your business, it's really, really important to get your coaches started off right. And when I first started out in the business, that was something that was really hard for me to do. I guess I just didn't really know how to do it. So I started doing research and trying to figure out, like, what is it that these top coaches are doing and how can we reproduce that for our coaches? The one thing that I found that is honestly key to this business is having, being able to duplicate things. So I know you guys already know this, but we're working on a very stringent process for all of our new coaches, and it's all going to be available to every single person. So when you sign up a new coach, all you do is enroll them into this email autoresponder, and everything will take place from there. You don't have to do anything else. Really fast, I'm going to mute your audio. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, so basically the new coach training that I found to be most helpful that I have been implementing myself is Anita Myron's training. So we're gonna just start from the very beginning of what she does, and if you plan on growing your team, signing up new coaches, I would definitely take notes to be able to reproduce this for your coaches who you're bringing onto our team. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so the very first thing that I do when I sign up a new coach is I send them a welcome email. This welcome email can be found in our Team Fit and Free under the files, and the things that need to be filled out, they're bolded. So you just want to take out the stars and just put their name. Now with their website, you want to just take out the where it says username and put their username. So whatever their username is that they signed up with, that's what you're going to be putting there. So the very first thing I do, obviously congratulate them. You know, we're really excited to have you here. Introduce them to Team Fit and Free. I send them this email. Then I set up a Getting Started Right Zoom call, and this is personal preference for me. You can do it on the phone. You can do it on Zoom. When you go to do your very first one, reach out to your upline coach, the person who signed you up, and they will do that with you. For me personally, I enjoy Zoom because I get to see people. So it feels like, wow, you know, if you're meeting these people randomly and they're signing up to be on your team, then it would be nice just to see that you're a real person. So setting up a Getting Started Right Zoom call, it's free for everybody, is I think the way to go. But you can do all of this on the phone. So the very first thing that I do when I set up the Zoom call with them is I just kind of get to know them. So I tell them my story, how I got involved in Beachbody, basically just how you got to where you are today, why you love Beachbody. Tell them who you are, tell them about you, let them get to know you. Now, if this is someone that you really know, obviously I'm not going to go and tell, you know, Ashley Perry my whole entire story. She's been my friend forever. So if this is someone that you really know, then you can just skip that. But if it's someone you don't, it's really important to form that relationship with them, really get to know them. So the things that I ask them about their job. What do they do for a living? What is their family like? I ask them what they do in their free time. Then the next thing I say, I already know about your fitness goals. You probably want to lose weight, tone up, feel better, look better. That's, you know, the majority of people's goals. But I want to, you know, break you outside of your comfort zone a little bit and ask them about their financial goals, because this is a business. So we need to know what it is that they are trying to achieve with this business. So you would ask them what their financial goals are, and they would probably be like, well, I don't really know to begin with. And that's fine, but it just kind of gets them thinking of the possibility that this could ultimately be their full-time job. So you just want to make that known. So after we talk about their financial goals, I ask them, like, what kind of dreams do you have? What is it that is so exciting to you about this business? Do you want to pay off a credit card? Do you want to buy a new car? Do you want to work from home? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? What is it that is driving you? Like, dream big with them. And so I always share my dreams with them. And my dream personally is to stay at home and build this business to where I have time and financial freedom to spend when I have children. So I personally am getting started on this before I have children. So you always want to share your why and your dreams with them. That's really important. So now that you got to know them, you asked about their financial goals, you dreamt with them, then I ask them, I try to set goals. So I ask them, based on what type of coach are they going to be. I explained to them that you can be a discount coach, you can be a hobby coach, and you can be a full-time coach. A discount coach, you just want the discount, that's totally fine. A hobby coach, maybe you just want to get your Shakeology paid for. A full-time coach, you want to build this business, you want to do big things with it, you want to go from the ground up. So it's always really important to figure out what it is that they want from this business, because you don't want to push a discount coach to be a full-time coach if that's not what they want. So that's really important. So then once I figure out what type of coach they want to be, I ask them, so in order to be that type of coach, let's say they want to be a full-time coach, how much money would it take to make you be able to achieve this dream? So if they want to be a hobby coach, well, then I know that, hitting Success Club 5, helping 3 people get on a challenge pack that month, that's going to make that hobby coach possible, because they're going to make enough money to cover their shakes and they're going to have a couple extra dollars in the bank. So that's awesome. Now, if they want to make this a full-time business, then that's going to be a little different, a little more stringent. We need to know how fast they want to make this a full-time business. How much time are they willing to put aside a day? So really just figuring out how much income it would make to have this business worth it to them. That's really important. Now, the next thing that I ask is, we'll just say we're working with a hobby coach, because most likely that's going to be your first goal for people. You want to get their products paid for. So now I just say, in order to create X income, whatever they just specified, how much time per day can you set aside to work your business? And initially they might not know, but that's okay. Get them thinking about those business hours and get them thinking about a power hour. Just kind of talk business hours with them. So the next thing I do after that is I set realistic expectations, because you might come across someone who's like, I want to be in that millionaires club. I want to be a millionaire. All right, girl, me too. Let's do it. But realistically speaking, that's not going to happen in the next 5 months. That's not going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So it's really important to set realistic goals. So the very first goal that I always, set for them is to be reaching Success Club 5. Then we pick a date to go Emerald. So typically speaking, your new coach, I would give them a time frame depending on where they want to be and what they want to do with the business to go Emerald within 6 to 8 weeks of signing up. Typically speaking, according to most of the top coaches, that's a really good time frame for new coaches. So I have them set that goal. I have them, set that realistic expectation of what this business is going to be about and what it's going to take to get to their goals. So then the next thing that I do is I kind of just reassure them that it's not going to be easy. And all of us on this call know that it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes hard work. You have to reach out to people. People tell you no. People tell you you're crazy. And some days you kind of just want to wring your neck. You feel like you're not moving anywhere. But they need to know that this is normal. But in order to get to this level of success where they want to come, where they want to be, they have to go through that. So I think setting that initial expectation is really important. So people don't go into it thinking I'm going to be a millionaire overnight. Well, unfortunately, that's not this business. So the next thing after that is always with the new coach welcome email that you send, there are 3 things that are attached to that welcome email. And that is the business quick start, the business activity tracker, and the 3 vital behaviors. And so after I have talked to them about who I am, I talked to them about their financial goals, I dreamt with them, I asked how much income it would be to make this worth it, I laid out what type of coaches there are, what type of coach do they want to be, I ask about their current income, and we set realistic goals. I then go into kind of the meat and potatoes of the business. So the very first thing that I talk about is say, okay, it's specified in the email that they should print these 3 things before they come onto your call. Will they always? Maybe not, but it's okay. They still have them to reference back to. So the very first thing that I do is I go over the 3 vital behaviors, and I kind of just break them apart and tell them about each of them and just kind of tell them how important they are, because if you don't do these things, your business is not going to move forward. So really dig deep into the 3 vital behaviors. The next thing that I do is I go over the business activity tracker with them, because organization is so important in the business. You want to make sure that from the very beginning, you are tracking your follow-up list. You are being proof the product works. You're sharing your journey. You're staying connected. You're doing your personal development. You're inviting your, 1 to 3 people every day. Whatever the goals that we set for them, this is their way of tracking that. So I kind of just go over this with them. And then the next thing that I do is I help them fill out the business quick start as much as possible. And this is just kind of their reference guide. So it gives them their websites. You can set up an action plan, and you can set up your why. You can identify success partners. Depending on how far they want to go in the business would depend how much you fill out the business quick start with them. So that's the next thing that I do. Now, I know this is a lot of information, so you can reference this video as much as possible. It is being recorded, and if you ever have any questions, just feel free to ask. So this is all in one Zoom call. I finished the Zoom call with talking about the importance of Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. I think that it's a very reasonable goal for any new coach to be able to, if they want to even be a hobby coach, to hit Success Club 5. So really tell them the importance of that. You're going to make enough money to cover your products. You're going to help 3 people. You're going to get free customers. You're going to get money towards free trips. All of those things are really awesome, and not a lot of people know that these are benefits associated with Success Club. So really just explaining the benefits of Success Club. Now, the very next thing that I do is I talk about going Emerald. Now, if they were like, hey, I'm just going to be a discount coach, obviously I'm not going to talk about that, because they don't want to do anything further. But if they want to be more than a hobby coach, I talk about going Emerald. And I talk to them again about the benefits associated with being Emerald. Again, free customers, more money, dipping into cycle bonuses, just overall the benefits of being Emerald. I mean, at being a coach, that's huge. More respect to your followers. They see that you're actually doing something with this business. They respect you. They trust you. So really dipping into what it means to go Emerald. And then I have them pick a date. And like I said earlier, that typically is about 6 to 8 weeks after they sign up. I would have them create that date. So what I would do at the end of this Zoom call is go on and set up their websites and stuff, which really quickly I'm going to show you. But before I do that, I tell them that I would like for them to create a list of 100 people over the next week. The easiest and fastest way to do this is to just scroll through your Facebook friends list, choose 100 people who you think might be interested in joining a challenge group or being a coach with you. And I just leave it at that. I just have them create that list, and we're going to meet again in a week, and I have them bring that list back to me. So that is kind of cream of the crop, meat and potatoes of the Getting Started Right Zoom call for talking to people. Now, what I do at the very end of the call is I go on and I explain this, our online back office with them. So I kind of just walk them through the back office. I tell them how to get there, and then I explain that in the upper left-hand corner is their coach ID. Scrolling down is their rank. There's your and probably mine information for them if they ever need to get a hold of us. I tell them not to worry about the volume. And then I tell them that, let's say somebody says, hey, Jen, I signed up with you. You can go right here under my alerts, click that, it'll tell you your new customers. Now, after about a week or two, this goes away. So you have to tell them how to get to their new customers at the top. So I just go down the left side of the page and explain this back office to them. The next thing that I do is I explain this Success Club box to them. And again, I repeat the importance of Success Club and how important it is for their business. I tell them that this is the way right here that they can see that they're qualified for Success Club. Now, if they ever need to change their Shakeology HD order, you can tell them it's super simple right here. And then I explain to them that on the right-hand side over here is always going to be breaking news. So whatever that may be, talking about Summit, talking about Surge, talking about Super Saturday, all the events that are coming up, talking about what challenge packs are on sale for the month. If someone missed it or they want to know what's new and what's up and coming, right here is their where they're going to find all that information. So then I have them go up here to the Start Here tab, and I have them click on how to get started. Now, they got a welcome email from Beachbody, from Carl Deichler, and this information was in the email, but I, again, as their sponsor, I want to make sure that they get it, that they understand, honestly, how amazing this business can change your life, but how to do it. So sometimes a simple email doesn't really get to people. So you have to click Start Here, and I have them click how to get started. Once they come here, I tell them to take notes, and when we get off the call, they're going to do these 5 steps right here. And again, this talks about the business quick start. This talks about Coach Basics, which you're going to be enrolling them in the very next month. And also the most important thing here is that this talks about how to set up their website so that they can get people going as soon as possible. Again, it talks about Success Club because it is such an important staple in this business. And then it talks about the National Wake Up Call and all of the important things that they can be staying connected to Beachbody. So these 5 steps are really important for new coaches. So I kind of just remind them that's there. The next thing I do is I tell them to click on my website, edit Beachbody in English. And I have them write that down on their paper of things that they're going to do before our next Zoom call. Now, I always bring them to this page, though, and show them these are the things in red that you're going to fill out. I have found it's really helpful if you have – a lot of people will have, like, their favorite challenge pack. Like, mine is 21 Day Fix. I think it's an amazing program, and I think that it's a good starting place for a lot of people. So I always tell them that it's really important to choose to set up where you have a challenge pack right here on the right-hand side, because simplicity is everything. So you can tell, you know, your customers, hey, just go onto my website, down at the bottom right-hand side, you know, click purchase, and then it's going to be coming to your door. That's very simple for people. They can't get distracted. I always remind them that up here in the upper right-hand corner is their URL. So sometimes they wonder, even though you've sent it in the email and even though you've told them before, I just remind them this is where they can find that. So I tell them when we get off the call, they want to set that up. Again, that's my website's Eddie Beachbody Coach English. I tell them that under the sales and marketing tab, the only thing that I really they can check all this out in their spare time, but the product toolkits is going to answer any and all of their questions that they have about any product. So a new coach might not even know that we have all of these products. So it's really cool that they can come here and say, oh, well, what in the heck is 3-day refresh? Well, how awesome is that? You can click on it and everything you need to know. So if you're trying to get a customer sign up on 3-day refresh and they're asking you questions and you're like, well, I don't know, you can always go to the Team Fit and Free page and ask, and we will always help you. Or you can come here and there's talking points, there's frequently asked questions, and there's a video that you could even send to your potential customer or client. So I think that that page is really helpful for new coaches to know about. The next thing that I do is I click on the My Business tab, and I have them set up my preferred placement. Now, different coaches would have people do this different ways, but I think it's easiest to just go in manually, do it, and make sure it's done. So I always have them click Set Preferred Placement and choose left or right. It doesn't matter which one they choose as long as it's not weak inside, first available, or anything to that nature. Just simply left or right. And always make sure you push save. They did just start a rule where you have 5 days to change a coach. So if they go into a leg where you don't want them, you can switch them over to a different leg. So that's helpful. But as a new coach, they're going to be like, what in the world is this? What is a leg? I don't even get into it. I say, just know that once you sign up a coach, you need to come to me and say, hey, I signed up my first coach, and I'm going to help you switch this over. But knowing that this is set up, if they just have a coach that signs up, that's great. You don't have to worry about it. It's done. The very next thing that I have them do is under the My Business tab, I go to My EFT Management, and I have them set up their direct deposit. They can get a physical check mailed to them, but it's going to cost $2.50. So typically speaking, that takes out of your income. Who wants that? The other thing that I tell them is under My Business tab, this is pretty much where you're going to do a lot of your business. You can find your customers right here. You can find your orders, personal and customer orders, and you can see how much money you're making. So that's really cool. Other than that, I just remind them that under this Success Club, or under the Success tab over here, we have access to tons of free personal development. Audiobooks, PDFs, anything you can think of, you name it, it's here. So really, there's no reason why a coach shouldn't be doing personal development. And even if they're a discount coach, just encourage them to do personal development. It really helps in your personal life, not just your business life. So that's my Zoom call number 1 in a nutshell. So when I leave with them, I know it's a lot of information. I just remind them to make sure that they go through the Start Here tab, how to get started, set up your website, set up your EFT management, and create that list of 100 people. And then I schedule another Zoom call in a week, but I tell them I'm always available throughout the week. So this brings me to Zoom call number 2. Does anybody have any questions about Zoom call number 1 first? You can unmute yourself if so. Nobody? Okay, so now this brings us to Zoom call number 2. So in the first Zoom call, you've talked about, hitting Success Club, you've talked about going Emerald, you've talked about all that, but yet again, we are going to reinforce the importance of Success Club, reinforce the importance of hitting Emerald by that date, just reinforce the importance of these things for their business and kind of give them that little bit of push to make them really understand what this can do for their life. I think it's really important because sometimes it just takes a few times for people to be like, aha, okay, I get it. This business can lead me to the time freedom that I've been looking for. And these are the things I need to do. So I always started off with that. I asked them if they have any questions. Typically speaking, they don't, or if they do, you had talked to them throughout the week. So now what we do is we talk about the importance of a challenge group and the importance of hosting a challenge group every month. And as a new coach, that's really scary and a little bit overwhelming. So I reassure them that they're not going to be alone and that whoever their personal upline sponsor coach is going to run their very first challenge group with them. And we have a script already ready to go. So they don't have to worry about any of that. They just have to worry about finding those people, finding people with a need to lose weight, tone up, feel better, and plugging them into that challenge group. Now, if we are consistently running them every month, then that means you're consistently hitting Success Club, and at some point you are going to sign coaches. So really, challenge groups are kind of a staple point for the business. And I discovered this really fast way to reach a lot of people, because when I first started in this business, I was manually reaching out to all of my people. So as you can imagine, I spent hours throughout my day reaching out to people. Then I thought, you know what, there has to be something better. And as always, there was. So the power of the event page is huge, 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 huge. And it's something that I had never known about before being a coach. So what I do is, this is the Facebook page. You have them log onto their Facebook to their newsfeed. Now, when you scroll over here down on the left-hand side, you will see events right here. And I always have them create an event. Now, whatever is coming up, maybe you want to slim down for summer, maybe you want to, I don't know, create a really, interesting name, whatever. It's your group, have fun with it. But I walk them through the steps of setting up this event page. So we'll just say we are going to slim down for summer, because who doesn't want to do that? So you create the event, and for the details, you can let them make it theirs because, again, it's their group. And what I have them do is just something like, are you ready to tone up, lose that extra bit of weight, and feel better? Just a short description. The place, I always put comfort of your own home. Because, hey, guess what? That's where we're doing these things. Now, when I always choose the date that's going to be the first date for the challenge group. So we'll just say May 25th. Now, keep in mind that it takes about a week for people to get their programs. So you just want to keep that in mind when you're helping them create their date. I always push guests and friends, and I push create. So now we have this new event, and we can invite a massive amount of people to this event and not have to reach out to 400 people. So that's really cool. So I always show them how to add an event photo up here in the upper right-hand corner, and I let them choose the photo. So if you are going to do Body Beast, maybe you want a photo up here that's Body Beast related. If you're going to do 21 Day Fix, maybe you want 21 Day Fix related. Maybe you want an inspirational quote. Hey, it's your group, whatever you want, have fun with it. So I always have them create add an event photo up here, and then down here, I always have them set up their post. So the very first post would probably be like, I'm super excited to announce that I'm hosting my next challenge group. It's not your first, it's your next, because people don't want to know that it was your first joint injection or your first IV start. They want to know that you are skilled and competent, which you are. So this is your next challenge group. And you can just say, and I thought that you might benefit from this with summer coming up. You want to tone up, lose weight, feel great, whatever. And so just post like a fun picture with it. Then I have them invite the 100 people on their list over here. So let's just say we are going to invite Jennifer Tenney. And then you just keep going down the list of those 100 people. Now let's say, I'm feeling kind of, confident, and I want to invite more people, because odds are if I invite more people are going to commit. So you can just continue to add people up to 400 friends. So you need to be choosy. If you have 1,000 friends on Facebook, you can't invite 1,000 people. So just make sure that you are choosing people who you think might benefit or be interested in this group. So then I tell them that each day for approximately 4 or 5 days, write something simple but to the point. Like, I'm really excited that this challenge group is coming up. It's going to help you lose weight in 30 minutes a day, meal planning, meal prep, support, accountability, things like that. The thing that I found that works really well is posting before and after pictures. And they don't have to be, hey Jen, I'm glad you're going. And they don't have to be your pictures. You can go on Google. As long as that photo is not copyrighted, you can use that. And again, on the Beachbody website, there's before and after photos there. So people want to see results. So each day for 4 or 5 days, I have them upload a photo with just something motivational. Like, I'm so excited, I can hardly contain it. And I can't wait for you to join my group. And you're going to get people that comment, I'm in, or I want more information. Okay, well, you've just weeded through 400 people, and these are the people you're going to spend your time with, forming that relationship, getting them pumped, getting them excited for your group. So that is how I do my Zoom calls, number 1 and Zoom number 2. And then moving forward, I help them follow up and reach out to these new people who they're talking to with the forming acronym, which we will have another call about later. But right now, does anybody have any questions about these Zoom calls? I have to scroll back and forth to pages, so. Jennifer, do you?
Really good job.
Do you have anything to add? Because, again, I'm not your manager, and I don't ever intend to be. This is your business. So anything that you have to add, or any way that you find that might work better or work well, I'm always open to suggestions, always. I just kind of go to see what other people are doing. I have trial run this probably 10 or 11 times, and it seems to work pretty well. So it just eliminates a lot of time where you're not reaching out to, 500 people because it's really time consuming for them ultimately to say, I'm not interested at this time. So I just feel like this is an easy way. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it helps your new coaches that you're signing up. If you guys ever have any questions along the way, you're doing it, anything, just feel free. I'm always around. I have time freedom. So thank you guys for coming. Does anybody need to say anything? You can just unmute yourself if you do. Nope. All right. Looks like we're done. Turn up on your Tuesday.
Thank you, Allison.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Thanks, Allison.
Bye, everyone.
Say bye.
Bye.
Oh, look at that cutie pie.
Bye.
I love you a lot.
Love you.
Love you too. All right.
Brian's screaming at
Bye,
the
guys.
door. Yeah.
Bye.
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 See you later.
See you later.
See you.